Hey everyone, and welcome back to another explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're joining me today. If you're the kind of person who just loves to peel back the layers of our natural world, to really understand the hidden systems operating right in front of us, then you are in the exact right place. Today, we're taking a trip straight into the scorching heart of the African savanna to unpack the seriously dramatic, high-stakes life of a truly wild creature, the Agama lizard. Now, this isn't just a story about some reptile. It's an absolute masterclass in survival, biology, and the pretty crazy trade-offs required to rule a kingdom. So get ready, because the daily thriller of the Sun Warrior is officially on.
Okay, let's dive right into this. To the Agama, the sun is not an enemy, it is a battery. I love this framing because it just instantly shatters our usual assumptions, right? Normally when we think of extreme heat, we think of exhaustion, we think of depletion, of the sun just draining our energy away. But for this remarkable little guy, the exact opposite is true. The sun is quite literally the source of his power. It's the fuel that kicks off an unbelievable daily transformation.
To really appreciate how crazy this is, we've got to set the scene. Picture the African savanna at midday. The sun is absolutely relentless. It turns the air into this shimmering, distorted veil of heat. Now, on one hand, you have the standard survival tactic for practically everything else out there. Most creatures, from lions all the way down to tiny insects, are retreating. They're seeking the shadows, desperately trying to conserve their moisture and energy, just hiding from that overwhelming thermal blast. But then, there's the Agama. He isn't hiding from the heat at all. He's actively using it. While the rest of the savanna is shutting down for the afternoon, the Agama lizard is really just getting started.
All right, moving into part one, the ghosts of the savanna, the morning state.
So, before the sun reaches its absolute peak, our protagonist is essentially invisible. He starts his day as a complete ghost. Seriously, if you were walking right past him, you wouldn't even notice he was there. He's this dull, dusty gray creature, lying totally motionless, clinging tightly to a jagged rock. In this morning state, his entire biological strategy is camouflage. Just blend into the inanimate world and survive by simply not being seen. But he's waiting. He's waiting for a very specific thermal trigger. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Just think about the sheer weight of that number. For humans, and honestly for most life on the savanna, that temperature is a massive red flag. It's a signal to stop, to rest, to find some shade immediately. But for the male Agama lizard, crossing that massive 100-degree threshold is the exact catalyst where the biological magic actually begins. That's when the battery is fully charged and his system is ready to activate.
Which brings us to section 2, activating the sun battery, a true biological miracle. Now, what's really fascinating here is the microscopic machinery making all of this happen. The heat actually triggers a response in specialized cells in the lizard's skin called iridophores. These are literally microscopic crystals. When that intense 100-degree heat hits, these crystals actually align and reflect light in a completely new way. This isn't just some simple change in pigment. It's a structural, biological miracle. The lizard doesn't just change color. He basically orchestrates a complex optical illusion using structural light reflection. And make no mistake, this activation isn't just for show. It is a massive, bold declaration of power.
The results of those shifting crystals is nothing short of a color eruption. The contrast is just wild. His head blazes into this fiery neon orange that practically glows against the drab, dusty landscape, and the rest of his body, it transforms into a deep, incredibly vibrant electric blue. The dusty gray ghost we saw in the morning is completely gone. In its place is a creature that honestly looks like it was painted with neon lights. It's gotta be one of the most drastic visual transformations you will ever find in the natural world. So let's look at section 3, Rise of the Rainbow King and his declaration of power. With those iridophores fully activated, he isn't just an Agama lizard anymore. He has officially become the Rainbow Lizard. And, well, every king needs a kingdom, right? So he leaves those hidden crevices behind and actively seeks out the most prominent position he can possibly find. He claims his throne by perching himself right on top of the highest, most exposed rock in his territory, because now he wants to be seen by absolutely everyone. And this brilliantly illustrates his whole routine. Once he ascends that high rock, he doesn't just sit back and relax, he goes to work. He starts this highly choreographed routine. It's almost like a specialized workout perched high above the savanna grass.
He performs a series of rapid, rhythmic push-ups and then follows them up with these sharp, deliberate head bobs. But let's be super clear here. This rigorous routine is absolutely not for fitness. It serves a vital dual purpose for maintaining his reign. First off, it's a glaring, unmistakable warning to any rival males in the area. The bright colors and those aggressive push-ups basically scream, I am strong, I am hot, and this is my rock. Second, it acts as a siren song to potential mates. It signals supreme health and top-tier genetic fitness. The brighter the colors and the more vigorous the display, the more successful he's going to be in securing his legacy. Which leads us into Section 4, the price of beauty and becoming a glowing target. So, the crucial point here is the completely deadly trade-off the Agama lizard accepts every single day. On the one hand, you have this immense reward. The dazzling colors and those bold displays win him crucial territory and the attention of mates, ensuring his survival and his lineage. Fantastic, right? But on the other hand, there is a massive, massive risk. By turning himself neon orange and electric blue and then sitting on the absolute highest rock he can find, he makes himself a literal glowing target for predators, specifically the sharp-eyed hawks that are constantly circling the skies above. He is basically daring the sky to strike him down. And in the harsh reality of the wild, danger always answers. Suddenly, cutting right across that blazing orange and blue, a shadow appears. A hawk has spotted the Rainbow King. The internal warning system goes off. Death is quite literally plummeting toward him from the sky. Let's see how this builds, because this is where his survival mechanics are pushed to the absolute limit. At 0 seconds, he's a glowing target, completely exposed. But within just 2 seconds of spotting that shadow, he triggers a rapid reversal. He instantly collapses those microscopic iridophore crystals. By 5 seconds, just 5 seconds, the neon orange and electric blue are totally gone. He has rapidly faded right back into a dull gray rock, vanishing into the jagged background just as the hawk swoops in. It is an incredibly fast, life-saving disappearing act. This dramatic escape brings us to a really profound observation about life in extreme environments. In the wild, the most beautiful are often the most hunted. The very thing that gives the Agama lizard his power, his territory, and his mates is the exact same thing that constantly threatens to end his life. It's a highly dangerous, delicate paradox. Out there, beauty isn't just an aesthetic. It is a high-stakes vulnerability. And that leaves us with a truly compelling thought to wrap up today's explainer. In the daily war of the sun warrior, is it better to rule for a moment or hide for a lifetime? The Agama lizard chooses to step right out of the shadows, harness that brutal heat, blaze in neon colors, and risk absolutely everything just to claim his throne, even if he has to vanish seconds later just to survive. It really makes you think about the balance of risk and reward, doesn't it? Not just in the African savanna, but in how we approach our own challenges. Thank you so much for joining me to break down this incredible subject today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.